What's up guys, it's Andy and today we are doing the 2023 year in review. This will be the, 2020, 2021, 2022. So this will be the fourth year that I have done the year in review. Would highly recommend you go back and check out the other videos if you haven't seen them already. Basically, we just go over goal setting and checklists for the current year that's passed as well as the upcoming year. We do a social media review, and then we do kind of like a video photo montage, and that brings us to the end of the current calendar year. So today we will be doing the 2023 review and prepping ourselves for 2024 and what is to come. So the first thing I want to do for this video is talk about the milestones of 2023. So firstly, we had Elliot start going into training with my trainer Lacey, who is a USDF silver medalist, I believe. And he's been really learning the basics of dressage. His lateral work has done really well. I believe he's doing some second level movements, and he is sort of learning flying lead changes, but we'll talk about that later. And we also take lessons. We were doing weekly lessons, but then it just got a little crazy with my schedule. So every other Wednesday when I have a half day, we do a jumping lesson. I do have a flat work portion of the lesson itself where Lacey can kind of show me and teach me some of the dressage type things that she's been working on with him. But then at the end of the lesson, we still mainly focus on preparing for the hunter ring and doing exercises like that. So we are definitely getting professional help, and it's made a huge difference in the way that he rides, and I'm really excited with how he's come along this year, so I'm super proud. We also had our first, not just one, but 2 horse shows with Elliot. So we did a schooling show at the beginning of summer, and then we actually went to a B-rated show at the beginning or end of fall. I think it was like August or September. So, and Elliot did really well. The judges really think he's cute. I hope that he does eventually get out of the cute phase and move into like the mature hunter, like, yes, that is a great horse. It's fun when people think your horse is cute when he's young, but eventually there's a point where you want him to be taken seriously and judged seriously like a competitive horse. Now, also, we're not doing like any big shows. Like I'll never do more than a B-rated show, mainly because I can't afford the time off or the show itself in general. So I don't think we'll ever be too serious about showing. But it was fun, and I hadn't shown in like, 10 years. So that was really awesome. And then more recently, we moved to our absolute dream barn. I have really nothing bad to say about the barn that we left. I've known the family for a very long time. They've been very good to me, but the open boarding, like, what's the word you want to use? Platform, format, just wasn't really doing it for me. I was driving a really long ways and prices were going up. Initially, the really long drive was overlooked due to how good of a deal it was for the facilities. And with everything just getting more expensive, I could just find basically my dream barn 10 minutes from my house and pay only, honestly, a little bit more than what I was at the other barn. And I will say I do miss my friends Stephanie and Jenny and Cassidy. I most nights ride alone, and it's really lonely, and I want people to ride with, but at the same time, I'm not having to fight people for arena space. I'm not having to reserve or let people know I'm going to be setting jumps in fear of being an inconvenience. And when I haven't had to ride with anyone yet, but all of the people ride English at our barn, even though it is technically open to anybody. And so we all have the same kind of English culture, arena etiquette, that sort of thing. So I don't have to really worry about that sort of thing anymore. And I am having so much fun at the new barn. Everything is awesome. I can't wait to bring you guys more vlogs. So that was the kind of big milestones of 2023. It was a lot less eventful than 2022, but I'm also not complaining because 2022 was like, put a bullet in my brain, seriously. So let's move on next to the 2023 checklist review. So I didn't really have a goals list. You can go watch last year's year in review to kind of see why I've moved away from that. But I moved more towards like a checklist of things that I want to do if I'm able to do, but it's not like a hard set plan. And I was able to meet most, I think actually all of them. So first was to get a better fitting saddle for Elliot. I splurged and spent almost $4,000 on a custom Barnes saddle that is wool flocked and has been adjusted so far, I think 4 times since we got it last year or earlier this year. It's still technically December. And I've invested a lot of money into making sure the saddle fits Elliot because he's kind of got a weird body. He's got a big wither, tall wither. He's got top line, but he's a very mountainous body. So even with, when he came, you could see his spine about, 3/4 all the way around. And now it's a nice peak, but he's never going to be flat backed and he has a high wither. So I had to get a custom saddle basically. And that was very expensive, but very much worth it. And I absolutely love my saddle. Next was to keep up with MagnaWave or massage and chiropractic work on Elliot, which I have done this year. He's been maintaining really well, so we've actually been able to back off some of the chiropractic adjustments, and the massages and MagnaWave are just as needed. He actually seems to really enjoy like the soft tissue fascia release massages better than the MagnaWave, so I've kind of gone more for that. And our biggest challenge is now at our new barn. One friend of mine came with me from our old barn, but she uses a different chiropractor who's more expensive. And that chiropractor will come out, but the travel fee is pretty high and she's never on time. She's always like an hour and a half late. So I don't want to deal with that. But my chiropractor, who I love, has a 2-horse minimum. So I have to find somebody else that will get on an adjustment schedule with me so that I can keep working with her because I absolutely love her and I would be really sad to have to find another chiropractor. So I'm problem solving that one right now, but we did keep up with that for this year. And then send Elliot to training. I had considered last year whether or not I wanted to find a trainer and send Elliot off for training for like 30 or 60 days, but I am much happier with having him get weekly training rides. He's learning new things, and then we get to practice those in lessons with the trainer. So I'm very grateful for that. So we accomplished that. And then if we were able to go to a horse show, and obviously we did that twice, so we definitely can check that off the checklist. And basically I met everything and did everything that I wanted to do for 2023. For this next part, I'm going to be looking at my little cheat sheet a little bit more obviously because it's got a lot of numbers. So we're going to move into the social media review for 2023. So we're going to start with TikTok. So first up is the amount of followers. So we ended last year with 1,909 followers. This year we ended with 1,975 followers. So we definitely did not, exponentially grow the way I had thought we were going to, but that's okay. I will take what I can get. I am happy. Everybody is here and participating, and it's been fun. Can always continue to do this. I never got into this to try and make money. If it went that way, that would be cool, but I don't think, I've been doing this for 5 years now, so I don't think that's gonna happen. And then the likes, we last year had 46.8 thousand. We went up to 50.6 thousand this year, so definitely we did not have any viral videos this year, unfortunately. but I've had a fun time making the TikToks, and the editing is getting easier, and now I'm getting into CapCut a little bit, so we'll see if anything clicks next year for TikTok. And the top TikToks were When Your Barn Actually Cares, and that was the video where I was showing the process of my old barn getting new footing, because we stand with a barn that will keep putting upgrades on the facilities and investing money back into the business, and that got 12.2 thousand likes. Then we had part 4 of my What I Can Do at My New Barn versus Old Barn series, and that got 8,760 views. And then my new saddle TikTok showing me embarrassingly thinking that my saddler had left a huge cut in my saddle when really it's just the port entries for the wool flocking. That got 4,317 views. So overall on TikTok, it was an average year. I did actually start a TikTok for my pharmacy that I work at, and it's really embarrassing because I get a lot more views on that TikTok, and I've only had it for like 3 months. But anyways, getting off topic. So next we'll look at the YouTube channel, the reliable, my lovely YouTube channel. So in 2023, we ended with 130 subscribers, and this year we ended with 174. So that was pretty good. We didn't quite double the way we did the year before, but the year before I was brand new to TikTok and had a bunch of viral videos. So I am really hoping we can get up to 200 or maybe even 300 in the next year. My videos seem to be getting more traction on YouTube as my viralness on TikTok goes down, which is actually kind of weird. So maybe the YouTube algorithm's playing into that, but I would love to keep getting more people subscribed. I really don't post too much, so it's not like I'm overwhelming your like For You page or your subscribed page. So if you like the content, I know the majority of the people that view my videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe if you would. I would highly appreciate it, and it would just make it more fun for me. Then we had some top videos. We were making some good numbers this year. So my top video for 2023 was part 1 of my playthrough of The Legacy of Rosamund Hill. So that was really interesting, but I knew that was going to be popular, and I am working so hard to try and figure out how to record and get some of these older games to work. They're not compatible with gaming systems anymore. I'm so upset, but I'm gonna try and figure something out. I'm still working on another game that the game worked, but then the recording didn't pick up any of the screen images, and so I'm hoping to do another one of those in 2024. We'll just have to see. Then my second highest viewed video was Elliot's First Horse Show, so that got 337 views, and then the first B-rated show got 302 views. For as long as my channel is manageable, I will always continue to do my top commenter, because at this point, I'm pretty sure these two gals are in a competition. So for the 3rd year in a row, Veronica Equestrian, she has been commenting on pretty much all my videos for 3 years now, and I really enjoy the back and forth, so I will put in here her page and her handle, and you can go check out some of her videos too. She's also a small content creator here on YouTube, and we just love to support each other. So go ahead and give her page a subscribe as well and check out some of her videos. And it was a very tight race, so I will do an honorable mention to Ryan Perry, who's at Ryan Perry Realtor, and she was an honorable mention last year, and then was 1 comment behind Veronica this year, so very close. I enjoyed all the comments from the new people that came to my page. I absolutely respond to as many comments as I can. If you ever have questions, put them in the comments, because I always respond. Kind of like this trend, as long as my page is manageable, I will respond to comments. So I am here on this channel. I am involved in this channel. If you want to chat, hit me up. So that brings us to the end of our social media review for 2023. So let's move on to our 2024 checklist. I really liked the format of the 2023 checklist sort of deal, and so I decided to follow that again for 2024. And I think what I'd like to do this year, permitting I can get my trainer involved and all these other things, there are 3 things I'd like to do this year. I would like to go to another horse show with the caveat of potentially doing our first 2-foot division. I don't want to do any like medal classes or anything with like crazy. I just want to do your typical hunter outside to diagonal, outside to diagonal. I want to get Elliot exposed to different types of filler that he might see at a show. So that is the first thing on the checklist. The second thing on the checklist would be to teach Elliot flying changes. Now, I did kind of mention this earlier. My trainer has been working on them with Elliot. He is being taught the proper dressage back to front method, and he gets a little bit confused because he doesn't like to sit down on his hind end. Whereas sometimes in the hunter jumper world, horses are trained to do a flying change by just kind of speeding them towards the corner and then shifting your weight and then hoping their reaction naturally is to switch their lead. A lot of times you'll see it happen front to back, and we're really trying to make sure his foundation is properly driven through dressage basics. So we are working on the flying change, but I would like to solidify it, if not make it an auto change. So we are going to be working on that very exclusively, and I'm going to be telling that to my trainer coming up this week, and we're gonna start working on exercises. We are putting in the footwork. He does the lateral work, the haunches moving, and his sensitivity to cues has gotten a lot better. So we just need to continue to set him up for success, but I would like to put emphasis on getting his lead changes because that is very pertinent for a higher score in the hunter ring. You don't want simple changes, and you don't want to be going around in a counter canter or a cross canter. And lastly, I want to spend more time enjoying non-riding activities with Elliot. So now that he's really close to home, I have the opportunity where I can go out and give him a bath. I can go out and just say hi and give him a treat. I can, clean my tack there while he chills out in the arena, or we can do liberty work and like set fences and see if he'll jump them with me. And like, I want to just enjoy horse time and not just the riding part of it. So that is what I would love to do for 2024. All in all, I think 2023 was a huge improvement from 2022, and I'm really hopeful for good things to come in 2024. I hope you all have a great, happy, and safe start to your new year, and we'll go ahead and we'll start the video and photo montage from 2023.